What a long road it's been for the V8 79 series. Can't quite say end of the era just yet because we've still got another like 4 or 5 months worth of orders to still be filled. So we hope for the next 6 to 12, 18 months with all the V8s that are still arriving into the country, we're going to still be able to build these masterpieces right here behind me. These ones have been maybe 12 months, 12 to 14 months in the making. A little bit, they're sort of same but different. This one is obviously the pre-facelift. It's a 2023 model, late 2023. This one's going to be spending the rest of its life up in the Northern Territory and the northern parts of WA on the Gibb River Road. Can't wait to see the footage of how that thing looks in about 6 months' time. It's not going to look the same. This one here belongs to an awesome fella down in New South Wales. Big plans for travel with this one. Obviously the rear bar explains a bit there. It does complement the front of the new Shape 79 with the round headlights. Looks freaking amazing. The key differences are with these ones, that one is running a Boss roof tent. It is also running a bigger power plant, G333 Turbo. It's the new one from the G Turbo range. Bigger injectors, big power. This one here is running an 8-speed auto with a stage 5 calibration, so still stock turbo, stock injectors, but the way that they both drive, polar opposite. This one's running 4.3 diff gears, both on 35-inch tyres. The drive out of both of them is so different that you can't compare them in a way. Amazing, look, the manual's fun, big power, lots of noise. The auto, on the other hand, is just a freak. We have spent a long time working with 8-speed auto on the tuning of this particular kit. The end result today, to drive it here this morning, was absolutely mint. It's just so comfortable to drive. The ratios, the shift points off the line in reverse, phenomenal. Especially like paired up with the 4-inch 4495 Super Chassis from J-Max. Amazing ride. Both of them running Recaro seats as well. I'll show you through the inside of this particular one with the 8-speed console on all the fruit, and then I'll go into the back of this one. We'll show you through the canopy on the Norwell. They're both Pro Touring 1900 canopies. That one with the Boss RT1 up on top, and this one's running the Destination awning. That one's running the Boss awning. I mean, you wouldn't say no to either, would you? Like, look at them. First time for us with the sandy on black theme. It really actually pops. We've got bronze KMCs on this one. The new Safari R-Max to suit the facelift. Clear view mirrors. This legend has gone with the Pro Touring 79, etched into the step treads. Alpha electric adjusts on both of them. ARB base racks on both of them. LED light bars that integrate into the base rack with the wind deflector on both of them. There's obviously still a huge group of fan favorites for the old school 79 look. I'm still a massive fan of the old bonnet compared to the new bonnet, but I prefer the front end of the new one over the old one. That's just me, but you guys don't have a choice in the matter anymore. It's pretty much new model in the one GD 4-cylinder, single cab, dual cab, Troopy, 76 wagon. It's all this new shape now. Anyway, I'll show you inside here. All right, the inside of the auto. So we have worked with the fellas at Department of the Interior to develop this console. Or basically, they developed it. We just told them what we wanted in it. It has a Bushman 15-litre roadie fridge freezer and the 8-speed shifter. Now, the fridge is not essential. It's sort of just something that we can run in. You can still run the traditional style lift-up armrest console with storage and still have the 8-speed right there. We've got a little box storage section and 2 cup holders. We can obviously put in scan gauges or other little bits and pieces. You can integrate the J-Max Alpha controller in there if you didn't want it in there. This little screen here is the 8-speed control unit. It tells you what gear you're in, oil temperatures, all that sort of stuff. We've got an array of switches here, roof light bar, spotlights, the LED light bars in the bull bar. Up top, Safety Dave, high definition camera. We've got 2 cameras on the back, one facing straight back, one directly down at the tow ball, and then 2 channels at the tow bar for hooking up the caravan. Big Kenwood 10-inch XDS 9720, beautiful screen. Really cool in conjunction with the auto because you don't have the gear stick smashing, your knuckles smashing on that, it just allows the use of this screen. It's the best on the market, we believe, over the Alpines or any other brands. It's the high definition, the speed of the processing unit is really, really cool. Huge fan of the new dash, the new cluster, the digital little screen down in there. It sort of brings a little bit of tech to the old beast, something that was a little bit overdue for quite some time. T-shaped roof console, GME TX 4500 UHF in here, little LED map lights. There's some on the back as well. Recaro Expert M's with the black duck covers. It is quite essential to run the black ducks on the Recaros, even if you've got cloth or leather. It just prolongs the life of your side bolsters. Getting in and out of the car, you do tend to slip over the side bolster. So if you want to protect them as long as you can, run the black duck covers. It's sort of a non-negotiable in our point of view. ARB floor mats throughout the whole car. We've got the premium interior door cards with the premium door pods. This car is running a complete Helix sound system with Helix amplifiers. It's a 6-channel amp, a 12-inch slimline sub behind the back seat. Man, what a freaking cool sound system. It sounds so good. And that obviously all integrates into the steering wheel controls, which is now obviously a new model. We don't have to change the steering wheels. It's all in there. All right, so up behind the back seat, we've got the big Helix Slimline 12. We've also got a 100 amp Slimline lithium back here and a BCDC Core Red Arc charger. That charger, obviously charging the lithium. The lithium provides power to the amplifiers and an auxiliary outlet on the headboard of the Elite tray. The way that our team also do it is, as a redundancy, when the canopy is pulled off, we've got some switches here to activate the roof lights. So canopy goes off, we change a little 3-pin Deutsch plug over, and we can use the switches in the back there to power up a few accessories that the canopy would traditionally be powering. So really, really cool. I'm actually blown away by how well the boys have done this one. Looks really nice. And that's pretty much it. We've got the 1-stone armrests up on the front doors. They're just a bit of a touring essential. Of course, there's a few of you that love to have a stubby while you're driving up north. Yeah, that pretty much wraps up the interior. As for doing an auto conversion, it can be quite daunting. There is a lot of guys out there asking the question on should or shouldn't they do it. The costs involved out of the box to do an 8-speed with a reconditioned auto box is about $36,000 to $37,000. That's drive in, drive out. We obviously enhance that by adding in a DPU performance package to it, so we tune it at the same time. Now, you don't have to do that. You can drive in, drive out with the stock output of the car and just have the auto done. You will get a lot more power to the road with the auto just by having the torque converter. It seems to move your car a little bit faster. This has obviously 8 gears. It locks in what the right gear for the application. So whatever you're doing, if you're towing a lot, it can be configured to lock in a different gear to what you need if you're running bigger tires, etc. So all that sort of stuff is programmed into it, and we can work with you on exactly how you want it to drive and how you feel it should drive. As if you're towing 4-ton all the time, then it'll be different. If you're not towing anything at all and you want to run 32-inch tires, and it'll be different again. So rest assured, it'll be all configured exactly how you like to drive in your driving style and what you're doing with the car most of the time. You can chat to us, give the office a call, or you can call 8-speed directly, but we're a huge fan, absolutely massive fan of this kit. It feels extremely genuine to drive the car once it's tuned correctly. Amazing. We didn't do diff gears in this one, and so far it hasn't needed it, but doing it again, a set of 4.3 diff gears helps any vehicle out. We've done them in our past cars. The manual V8 over there has 4.3 diff gears in it as well, so huge fan of the gear reduction. I'll touch on the back end here. Pretty much the biggest component of the car build is the Norweld Elite tray style. Now obviously it's a little bit different. We've done it in a matte black 2-pack. To start with, we were like, didn't really know if it was gonna work in conjunction with all the colors on the car, but man, it pops. It looks really, really cool. Well done, mate. Yeah, phenomenal. Elite tray, 1986 long. That's the Pro Touring canopy, 1900 long by 1850 wide. Front torsion hinge toolboxes all around. We've got a little water pump in there, pressurized water. This is sitting on a 4-inch lift, like I mentioned before, 35-inch Nitto Ridge grapplers. Fuel filler back there. This one is just running the one, so not the front tank, just the rear tank, 180 litres in the rear. The other one I can show you, we're running a 180 rear and a 110 up the front, so 290 litres combined. That's huge. At the back here, we've just got as I mentioned, the Kenwood camera for the high-def screen. We've got 2 channels, safety day for the Caravan. We've got a camera there facing straight down at the tow ball, and another camera up there facing directly behind you. So you're sort of covered from all angles. Super handy. 12-pin plug, 50 amp Anderson plug as well in the rear. That's all just standard stuff. lights on the back of the ladder. This one, we've gone with the destination awning, just to give you a little bit more coverage on the bigger canopies. This one, as you've seen in the past, it opens up and then we extend the arms out, so it gives you a squared off, bigger coverage area. It's really quite cool. I've been using it on my F-truck for the last couple of years. A huge fan of the destination products. We also got some dirty gear bags as well we'll be chucking on the cars. They're also from Destination up in Cairns. Sounds really good. Obviously torque at 3.5-inch exhaust. Now obviously they still sound good with the DPF in them. 95% of the cars are rolling around with the DPF still in them these days. Sound great. Good power now. All the performance guys out there are getting amazing results with a DPF still intact. This little join system up here is when we remove the canopy, we change a couple of these little Deutsch plugs over and we then have the power coming off the back of the cabin. Obviously that then becomes redundant. You can leave it sitting in the shed or whatever, and then the rest of the car still functions off the lithium in the back of the cab. Freaking awesome. Clear view mirrors, ATD Intimidator bull bar up the front, twin tube side steps on both of these cars. Solid as. If you guys are looking at, trying to compare between different bull bar manufacturers at the moment and are unsure which way to go, these are the biggest and toughest in Australia right at the moment. They're the best made product in Australia as far as bar work goes for the 70 series range. There's a few out there. Admittedly, the new ARB looks really, really good. The Mark II Summit bar, credits to ARB on the development of that. This is just next level toughness. Obviously it's all steel, there's no alloy, fully welded. Like, look at that. There's sequential LEDs as well down the side of the bar. That's it for that rig. Looks sick. I'll touch on this one now. This one, very similar in terms of the inclusions, just manual transmission with a bigger power plant. G333 turbo, we've got plus 30 piezo injectors, we've got an airbox, thermos, high flow intercooler, rail blanks, just a bundle of stuff to get this thing boogieing when you're underway, especially with putting a big load on the back of the car as well. And we'll show you inside the canopy here. This is the standard Pro Touring layout that we've been rolling for a few years now. Big drawer on this side. We can have 2 or 400 amps of lithium or 300 amps of lithium in here. Pro Touring color changing LEDs, central locking kits from Norweld. Big storage drawer in here, removable overhead shelf. You can configure this to have 3 smaller shelves or 2 mediums or 1 large and a small, whatever you want to do there. This is the front tank filler I was talking to you about over on that side. So this fills up the 110 litre Brown Davis up the front. Has a separate gauge for that, and then that's the 180 litre at the rear. Sort of ultimate. It's a purpose-built tank for this 4495 Super chassis and fits in really well. I would, look, if I was going to this expense of building a 79 series up like to this degree, I'd be going that tank as well in the front. And here's the Boss RT1 Overlander. We only do the Overlander. It's the premium model with the 130mm mattress up there. It has an internal Sirocco fan and a little mount for the fan. It's got LEDs up in there, USB, cigarette lighter plugs. The rails up on the top, so roof loading rails, and then we also dump about 300 watts of solar up there as well. Color code the mount bars to suit the color of the tent. And these little brackets, these are sold extra through Boss Aluminium. They're little extra brackets to mount up whatever awning you so wish to go with. It seems fitting to run a Boss awning with a Boss tent. It all pairs up beautifully. Mind you, you can run other brands of awnings on these cars. This is the kitchen side. Travel Buddy oven, 130 litre Bushman fridge freezer. I think this one's running just a 200 amp lithium system. BMS, the 25 core charger, so it's about 55, 60 amps of DC charge in there. We've got our little Pro Touring air kit, twin ARB compressor. This is what you get in every one of our builds, whether they're package 1, 2, 3, 4. That comes standard in any of the packages, as in you have to go with a tray, obviously, so the tray is the foundation with the GVM kit, and you'll get the airbag control kit with it as well to control the airbags, and then obviously be able to pump up your tyres. So little digital gauge, manual inflation valves, super simple. The boys have developed this little panel here. It's a removable panel for us to access all the cabling and air lines behind it. It's hidden in this particular way, but you can actually easily access the back of them if you've got a leak or whatever. Very, very cool. Rear winch controller there. That's where we mount them on all the 4495 builds. 4-inch kit as well, 35s. The Italian-made Evo courses in a neg 12, 17 by 9. These things are rated at 2,000 kilos. Freaking wild, the Italians. That's that, I'm pretty sure, for this car. It's got the flat ARB base rack. There's another solar panel on there as well. And there's another lithium in the back there. Same setup as the other one, like as a redundancy, it's the way to go. Just touching under the bonnet of this power plant, the G333, we've got the G-Turbo intake pipe, the DPU FFM sealed airbox, the DPU high flow intercooler with the PWR core. We've got the DPU candy blue pre-filter bracket. So we've got a fuel manager pre-filter over here. No thermo fans on this one. Can do in time if he feels the need to, if he's going to be towing a lot. We'd recommend dumping the thermos on there as well. But this thing makes around 900 newton meters of torque and it sounds amazing. as you can imagine. So it sounds good, looks the part, it's very pretty. Grayson had to make sure that we had this in this video. So anyway, it's got the hydro booster as well. That's a standard with any of the 4495 super chassis builds. We can option up any car build from Pro Touring Concepts. Obviously with the 70 series range, we can put the hydro booster in over the larger vacuum booster. The vacuum booster gives you about 20 to 30% more braking power. The hydro booster is a different level again. It sort of compares it more to like a 200 series braking system. So guys, if you've still got a 79 series coming into the country this year, which we've been told by Toyota that there's still another 4 months, 3 to 4 months of production for the 79 series, get in touch with us. We're still obviously pumping these things out. There's still going to be something that we're going to talk about and wish that we had owned for years to come. Because in Australia right now, the backing, the manufacturing for these particular cars, you can tow up to 4.5 ton with them. You can daily drive them. They look awesome. They're still a V8 and there's parts for them everywhere. You can juice them up to whatever degree. Mind you, obviously the cabin is still tight, but it's one of those things, hey, like with the way the cars are going these days, there's a lot of American influence here now in Australia. You really need to be going the 2500 or 3500 series. These still slot into the category of more of your 1500 size, but with bigger and better capabilities. So we're still a huge fan of the V8. And unfortunately, like it is what it is. They are coming to an end soon, but the 1GD is a proven platform now. We've been rolling around with them for about a year and a half, or yeah, almost a year and a half. Great car, great foundation to go traveling with. We just build them differently. We build them slightly smaller so that they're still as capable as the V8, just on a smaller scale. Anyway, guys, if you've got any questions about these ones, drop a comment below, reach out, call the office, send us an email. We'd love to be able to build you up one of these big bad monsters this year or next year. Cheers, guys.